the bench. It's the last of the three Cobra 148 GTLs. This is the Taiwanese made one. If you remember in some of the past videos, I did a, all from the same owner, a Chinese and a Filipino made Cobra 148. And this is the Taiwanese. Some consider this the more desirable of all the Cobra 148s. But this one's done. So got a full service, recap alignment. All the pots and switches were cleaned up with some deoxit. And so this one here, somebody had already been inside of it. I noticed two of the caps. This yellow one here, which I think was, actually I forget where that one came out of. But this one here came out of the PLL area. This Yago. So I'm assuming somebody had issues with those capacitors and just changed them out at some point. Your typical glue areas, you know, nothing, this one wasn't too bad. You know, glue around the PLL area, around that big capacitor, glue back there on those ferrite beads. And then some, I don't know how else to put it, some idiot decided to fill up almost all the cans here. About half of them are filled with, you can still see, these were in spec fortunately, but I had to dig out most of these. I don't understand why half of these adjustments were filled with wax. It's just completely unnecessary. And on top of it, it was paraffin wax. So it was a real pain to get this out without breaking anything. But yeah, this was all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back there, that's normally fine. But then these two, it's just unnecessary. I don't understand. Oh, on top of it, some of these trimmers, you can see that they put wax on them too. I mean, I get you don't want them to move, but they're not going anywhere. So I had to spray deoxit on some of them because the wax was, you know, just creating a contact issue. But anyway, yeah, it's just a straightforward recap. The radio's performing really well. So the customer decided to go with a white face meter and blue as well on the channel display on this particular one. Clarifier is unlocked, and out of all of them, this one was the easiest to unlock. I found myself getting this thing right on frequency without doing any major like messing around with the RX, TX offsets and whatnot. All the this upper sideband adjustment, there was more than enough to get that on frequency, as well as the I think that's lower sideband and then AM. So yeah, there was plenty on there to get everything on frequency with the voice lock centered. So yeah, this out of all the three radios, this one was definitely the easiest to work on. So there is that. All right, so let's get to it. Now that you guys have seen the inside, what we'll do is we'll kind of keep score. So as far as receive goes, we'll see which one has better receive, and also we'll do how, I guess, how quiet it is, because I don't want to do a comparison video on actual RF power, because that could be, you know, depending on how you tune the radio, you know, it's, plus this is tuned for an amp. All three radios are you know, tuned for a what is it, a K, one of those RM Italy 203P or something like that. So they're a little bit more on the conservative side, but we can definitely rank them on, I guess, quality of the build and receive, because obviously you always want the best receive out of a radio. So we'll rank it that way. Yeah, so let me get the covers back on this. I'll get it on the signal generator, and you know, we can kind of go through that whole system like we do with all the other radios, and then we'll do a RF power test, and then we'll do a on-air test, and take it from there. All right, let me get these covers back on. Stand by. All right, so I've got an S9 signal going to her. This looks washed out. There we go. But it's actually, it looks really, really good. Nice even glow. Yeah, there we go. But anyway, yeah, there's an S9 signal going to her, and right on the money. Okay, 70. All right. Again, this the display, it looks purple, but it's actually a really, really nice blue. Yeah, again, it looks purple. It's just how it's showing up. Let me see if I can adjust. Yeah, it's definitely more purple on camera than what it is. It's actually like a nice blue. So yeah, unfortunately it's not picking up the correct color. But anyway, in person, it's this thing looks beautiful. And actually, on a side note, blue LEDs. If you guys ever look up a story behind a blue LED, the Japanese company and the Japanese, I guess you could call him an engineer. He wasn't a doctor at the time. In fact, he got his doctorate later on, but the person who invented it, it's a very cool story on how rare it was and how tough it is to make a blue LED. Yeah, you have to grow some sort of like special crystal, and it's a whole process to get a blue LED. And yeah, because for the longest time you had green and red were very common. Those were the first light emitting diodes created. Don't hold me to this, but I think it was a GE. If I remember correctly, it was a General Electric engineer back in the 60s that made the green and the red, yeah, the green and the red LED. To make the blue LED, you had to use some sort of like special crystal, and the whole process to make it wasn't invented yet. So you couldn't make white without having, you couldn't make a white LED without having a blue LED. Because you can't make a white LED without having all the other colors, something like that. But anyway, it's a very interesting thing. Everybody doubted him, including the company he worked for. But he actually built his own crystal making machine, came here to the United States, studied for a little while, built his own crystal making machine, modified it, and you know, when everybody was doubting him and told him to quit, he actually succeeded. It's actually a really cool story behind the blue LEDs. You guys should look it up. But anyway, yeah, so I think the radio's looking really nice with the white face meter here and the blue channel display. So yeah, let's see what she's doing for sensitivity. Let's get this on Sonata. All right, that's on. Alright, so we're at 110 minus 110. See if we can get a little bit more. Sorry about that. My finger hit the stop button. Alright, so we're right at 12 minus 110. It's minus 111. Yeah, I'll call it minus 111. Minus 111 and a half. So yeah. So now I guess, yeah, it's right on par with what you'd expect out of one of these. So yeah, what we can actually do is, why don't we get this on a the MFJ RF power meter here and see what she's doing for power, and we'll do AM and sideband. Like I had stated before, this is he's going to be driving a RM Italy, what is it, the KL203P, something like that, amp. So it's set to factory specs, you know, so the sideband isn't, you know, swinging all the way up to like 20 watts. So it's set at like a conservative 11, which is what the factory service manual specifies anyway. So yeah, let me get this on the watt meter, and we'll do all the different modes, and then we'll see how it sounds on the monitor radio, and then we'll try to see if we can get some sideband skip and some AM skip. All right, stand by. Alright, so rather than me yelling out audio, which I know everybody loves, I'm just going to put this on the 1040 Service Master and put a tone through the mic and do it that way. Alright, we're on AM. Actually, we'll do a carrier. Alright, got a 4-watt carrier. Alright, turn the dynamic back up. Alright, right around like 12 or so. Let's get a 2-tone test. We'll do lower sideband. Okay, it's 11, right where it should be. Upper sideband. Alright, it's 11. So there you have it, and yeah, we'll do a. Alright, meter's right where it should be. Right where in between, if you look at the middle line there, the RF, between the black and the red, that's where you want to be. Alright. And let me turn the lighting down. Yeah, I really like the way that meter looks. Really nice. This is a nice looking radio, I think. Alright, let me get this plugged into the dummy load, and we'll see how it sounds on the monitor radio. Alright, I got the monitor radio up and going, and let's see how it sounds on the monitor radio. Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing out this Cobra 148 GTL on this monitor radio here. It's sounding pretty damn good, I think. Yeah, testing this Cobra 148 GTL, made in Taiwan. Meter looks good. Everything's looking good. This one's actually in really nice shape. Yeah, I think this radio's sounding pretty damn good. Alright, well, why don't we hook this up to the antenna and do some channel surfing, see what's going on. Hopefully we get some skip. Hopefully we might be able to get some AM chatter as well. Hopefully channel 6 is rolling as usual. Alright, stand by. Alright, it's obviously hooked up to the antenna. Got some skip coming in.
I got these big mamas with their big ashtrays leaning up against my taco truck. I'll be back. 8525. Happy Father's Day. Rice and bean golf. Up here in the Sierra foothills, about 2,000 foot elevation, coming on back.
Guy's a little off frequency.
West Coast, Southern Oregon.
Spaghetti and meatballs, huh? The receive is nice and quiet on this one as well. I'd say even better than the Chinese 148. Definitely way better than a Filipino.
Still on truck. It's a taco truck. If you want Italian, go down the street. Rice and bean golf.
Let's try 38 again.
No wind right now, but it'll be kicking up during the day.
Yeah, appreciate that there, Canada. You take care, and yeah, thanks for the comeback there, and 73s to you and yours, and have a great Father's Day coming up. All the best to you. God bless. 556 Southern Oregon, standing by.
What is that, 556 Oregon? I think I've heard them before.
Yeah, who's powerful? I guess I shouldn't say that quite yet. I haven't listened for her. I just flipped the radio on.
Look at how clear that is, and it wasn't even hitting a 1 on the signal meter. It's a really, really nice receive. I like it. All right, let's go through some AM again.
Yeah, go ahead there for 556. Bring it on.
I don't think we're hearing 556.
Go ahead there, 50.
Let's go back to AM.
Roger. 30, Boston, Dan. Radio South, your portable, 147, Roger.
You don't need too much input on this voice lock here.
Alright, there, 47, portable radio. Well, yeah, you're making it sound quite busy out there, but yeah, we're pulling you out of the weeds.
Well, it is what it is. Sometimes it's just booming, other times it's not. But, yeah, so why don't we now kind of maybe just kind of roughly rate these, you know, based on their receive, because that's about the only really impartial way to, I guess, rate these, you know, because you can obviously always tune them differently for power output, and seeing as this isn't, you know, these are set up for an amp, but we'll do it on the receive anyway, and we'll do it on the build quality. So let me get the other two out here, and we'll kind of just go through them really quick. And yeah, that's about it for this radio. But it's man, let me tell you, this thing sounds great. It's on frequency. It was working on this one, unlocking the clarifier. This one was definitely the easiest one to do. So you know, I'm really happy with this, with the way this radio came out, and I'm sure the owner will too. All right, let me get the other two out. All right, so all three radios are on the workbench, and I'm just going to rank them kind of roughly. This is kind of a subjective form of ranking to a point. So what I mean is, these were all done, same person, by myself, same equipment, same procedure, and we got 3 different results on the receive. Not by much. I mean, we're just nitpicking here. And in fact, you know, you can even argue that this is within the margin of error of the equipment, and myself, really. But I guess if we're going to nitpick, and just use, you know, what the meter is showing, the Filipino-made one is obviously the winner at minus 113 dBm. Second came the Taiwan-made one, and then third came the Chinese-made one. In fact, you know, a half a dBm. I mean, it's really, it's within the margin of error. But whatever. I mean, this isn't you know, an end-all, be-all you know, ranking. This just happens to be what I got. So with that being said, if you're gonna go by numbers, the Filipino one came first, Taiwanese came second, and the Chinese came third. Some might even consider this the same country. I don't. Maybe soon they will be the same country. I hope not. But anyway, for our purposes, at the time of the building of the radio, these were 2 separate sovereign countries. So anyway, yeah. But hopefully you guys picked it up on the videos, because I know sometimes the microphone on cameras, or, you know, in the case, this is my phone, I use my phone to record the stuff, you might not pick up all the audio, you might not pick up all the static from the radios, but in person, I can tell you that the Taiwanese-made radio had a very, very quiet receive. Noticeably quieter. Way quieter than the Filipino one. In fact, I think as far as quietness on the receive, this was number 1. The Chinese came in second, and then the Filipino came in third. But even though the Filipino one went out on the sensitivity. So now, my opinion, if somebody said, all right, you know, here's your choice of the 3, you know, pick one, I'm going to go with the Taiwanese-made one, for several reasons. I would rather sacrifice the couple dBm for a quieter receive than having a more static, I guess you could say, receive You know, that's just me, though. I think I'd rather have a quieter receive. Because I don't think you're ever going to notice the sensitivity between these three radios ever, at any point. But audibly, this one sounded way better. Way better. So my pick, my personal pick, is the Taiwanese made one. Setting aside the blue channel display and the white white face meter, I think we got to kind of set looks aside because, you know, the only one that was really modified for looks was this one. You know, obviously, and then even that's subjective because even though this thing is blue, you might not like the blue. You prefer the red or whatever, a green or, you know, whatever there may be. You know, looks are always going to be subjective, right? So anyway, overall, my choice is this one. I'm going with the Taiwanese made one. But if you guys feel different, or if you think that another model that I didn't, you know, service here is, you know, on your list, you know, maybe the Malaysian one sounded better. I don't know. I've never worked on one. Maybe the Hong Kong made one sounds better. I don't know. But feel free to chime in on the comments, you know. But anyway, this video's long enough. If you guys enjoy what I'm putting out, please subscribe, like, comment. You know, it's going to be a big help soon for myself. You know, the more subscribers I can get, the better. But or don't subscribe. Do whatever you want to do. Thanks for watching.